Oh, that's
and
cool.
here's your first issue. Can we just like go through the Daryl? I mean, so okay, first of all, I've talked to you. We have to cover the cover here, right? What is the story? What is going on? Did you ask specifically for this photo, or was it a surprise?
I got to tell you. And so this whole first issue was really so supported by Daryl. But at the end of the interview, he said, like, what are you going to call it? And I was like, exposed. And he's like, yeah. And then I'll just have this piece of wood, and you won't be able. And I went.
Oh.
Ooh.
Got it.
Nothing quite like the fresh taste of a Coca-Cola on a Thursday evening. Thank you to our sponsors, Coca-Cola. Robin's already making faces. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Laser Source podcast, the number one podcast if you're into magazines. Today we're being joined by Robin Roberts, the one and only creator behind Laser Focus magazine. Robin, thank you so much for joining us today. So great to have you on.
Thank you. It's way cool to be here. Thanks.
I don't know if anybody like prompted or warned you at all, but this is like the most lax form of like media that you'll ever participate in here. We're totally goofy and nothing makes sense. So
okay.
Yeah.
That's better. That's better.
I'm just gonna take my sweater off.
Yeah. Yeah, let me get comfortable. Robin, how are you? How's it going?
Not the turn I was expecting. I'm terrific. Thank you. Thank you.
Are these laser cut here? Is it we get got that like rocking right away?
This is my Valentine offering. It's not B wine, it's B wine.
B wine, clever. I like it. I like it. So
classy.
You have a lot going on in the laser space, and the magazine is not the least of those things. But before we even start talking about magazines, how long have you been lasering? What do you have? What are you using on a regular basis? Did you have a business before Laser Focused? What's your background?
Yes. Okay. Oh my gosh. How long do we have? Okay.
All day. I got hours.
So I started lasering in August of 21 because someone said to me, wow, you've had the same job for 14 years. And
yeah.
I kind of freaked out. I went, what? I've had the same job for 14 years now. I will tell you, I do have a cool other job. I am a hypnotist. I have a practice.
I was going to ask about that.
A hypnosis practice for, again, now I'm 15 years. But I just kind of went, oh my gosh. And I've always been some kind of craft thing going on. And
I have to stop before you keep going. I have to stop you. Does hypnotism work over video?
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay. That's dangerous. Well, maybe we'll touch on that later. Okay, continue. Anyway, so we're having a mid-career crisis, and
yes. And across my YouTube feed came a magic commercial for a Glowforge. And I said, what magic is this? Yeah. And then we were traveling at the time. We came home, and I said to Sam, my sweetie, I'm like, okay, hon, I'm going to talk about this, and I want you to tell me why I don't need this.
For sure. Talk me out of this right now. Yeah.
Yeah. And so after 3 weeks of that, he said, just buy the damn thing.
He had enough. He gave up.
Well, you know what? I have been in, like how to manifest things forever.
Right.
Oh my God. I literally understand now how to manifest things because I could not get it out of my mind. Mm-hmm. I could only see what I could do with it. And oh my goodness, I could do this and that and blah, 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 blah. And I love having a business. So it had to be a business. So then I started my laser.
You're one of those people. You're like me. Like, you can't just have a hobby. Like, your hobby needs to make money. It needs to like accrue value somehow, right?
Right.
Yes, unfortunately, but
absolutely.
yes.
For sure.
And it doesn't even matter that it makes, lots of money. It just, when I was a little kid, I used to play store. Some kids play teacher, some play cops and robbers. Man, I played store. Ka-ching, ka-ching, baby. Come buy something. Yeah. So,
okay, so let me rephrase. So it doesn't necessarily have to make money, but it has to feel like it is or could be making money.
Yes, and don't misunderstand. Preferably, it does make money.
Right, of course.
But I just love the process of creating, and I tell you, it never gets old. And I do have access to an epilogue, so I've used more than just the Glowforge, and it never gets old when you lift that lid and go, "Oh, look at this!" I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
definitely.
Yeah. So the way the magazine came about was I had created a magazine for my hypnosis practice because I saw clients online.
Oh,
and
okay. So this is news to me. So magazines are not new to you. This is not like your first rodeo.
No, but I used it differently. When I have clients in my office, I hand them a folder with the information in it. Well, obviously I couldn't do that. So I created a magazine like the folder.
Oh, that's cool.
And I sent them the magazine when they booked an appointment with me.
Right.
That's cool.
Yeah. So once I started the laser thing, I quickly realized there's information everywhere and nowhere.
Yep.
It's like you would put out a question and you would either get crickets and not the machine.
Right.
not Jimmy's crickets.
Get 12 answers and 6 of them disagreed with the other 6, and you were more confused than you were when you started.
Yeah.
So I said, I could make a magazine. I could make a magazine, and it would be like a repository for information, and I could see it like, oh man, I want to, engrave that cherry. How do I? Well, I'm going to go back and check that issue. I know it was there.
Yeah.
So that's
and
really
one of the things I like about that story too is like, especially like here on with the channel, I have and a lot of people don't know this, but I have 5 failed YouTube channels. So it's funny how you work on skills for things that didn't work out, and then you find ways that those skills can be utilized in the future to really help people, and I'm not saying that the hypnotism magazine isn't working out, but it's a previous skill that you had that totally applied to this, and
and it was
that's how I felt with the channel too. It's oh my God, I know how to do YouTube. I could totally do this,
Yes. And so it's always nice when you can take the one thing and pull it forward and then go, oh man, I had no idea. And you're always discovering. I mean, that's the fun of it, right? You're always discovering. And sometimes when I'm writing, I'm finishing up the magazine now because it drops on Monday.
Nice.
I'm grateful for English classes many a year ago.
Definitely, right? And so this will be Monday. This will be issue number 3. Is that right?
3. And we have a very special person on the cover.
Who?
Why, who could it be?
Who's on the cover?
Let's see it.
Oh, Blue Steel.
That's
I'm glad. You know what? I'm so glad that you picked this picture, because this was the Laser Source podcast logo image on the podcast services for 2 weeks, and then I didn't like it and I took it down and I changed it for a different one, and now it's actually getting used because I took that myself and I was really proud of it, but it didn't work for the podcast. So I'm so glad that it's found a home somewhere that it can be appreciated.
I love it because if you look at the first 2 issues, and to Daryl and to Emily,
and we're going to talk about those. Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about those.
Yeah, but truly, and now for something completely different.
And why is that? Why is that? Why is that?
Well, it is where creatives, not to say that tech people aren't creative, but this is where creatives meet techs. And I mean, admittedly, when I first saw your stuff coming over and I'm trying to watch it and I'm going, oh, this is like, what? And I have to say this as kind of a disclaimer. I did not start this magazine because I know everything.
Right.
I really want to make it clear. I started this magazine because I know nothing. I know nothing. Do you know what a revelation it was to me to learn there was such a thing as a fiber laser?
For sure.
Wow, mind blown.
You are far from the only person who's had that experience, by the way.
Yep.
Say again?
Most people have that experience. You're far from the only person to have that experience.
Right. So I think that there are a lot of people like me who are over in the design and the creative stuff. And let's be honest, Glowforge made this possible for people like me, who I never would have gone and bought a laser.
Yep.
Right.
We around here we call that the democratization of technology. You know, like we're literally making it available to every single person.
Yes. But it's so important that you start to understand what the hell it is you're playing with.
Right.
You know, and how to make it do what you want it to do, not what it's going to do, and you can just suck it up and take what it spits out. No.
Yeah.
So I really see, and it really is a goal to have both of those worlds come into Laser Focused and learn from each other.
Mm-hmm.
So
we mentioned that there's been 2 issues out already, and would you say those 2 issues have leaned more towards the design and kind of like creative side of things?
The creative side of things and the CO2 side of things.
Sure.
I mean, yeah. Oh wait, fiber laser, and what is this strange thing called a galvo? Yeah.
Right. So not only are we maybe moving a little more towards like the tech side of things for issue number 3, but also into the galvo laser space, which will be new for the 3rd edition of the magazine.
Yeah, because we're talking about it. I have an article on it as well as the lead article, and really I'm going to put out a call right now. Well, let me explain something. I have recurring columns in the magazine. So yes, there's a column on design. Yes, there's a column on, several, one on acrylic, one on wood. But there's also a column on business.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a column on marketing. And I don't care what kind of a laser you use, that is information for how to run your business. There's also a maintenance one, which has been more geared toward tabletop and CO2s.
I think it was all of us.
This is why we edit.
What happened, by the way, is you overwhelmed the internet with amazingness. It just was like, I can't take anymore.
Thank you. I thought everybody just ran right out to subscribe, which, by the way, should probably put that in the...
Yeah, I think Kyle will have a link to that down in the description for us
Awesome.
very shortly.
Awesome.
So we should have that set up.
Yeah, because subscription is free.
Yep. Yeah, that's the brilliant thing about this. I just saw a little earlier in the chat, somebody was asking, is this a digital or print magazine?
Digital.
It's digital, but it costs nothing. And it's probably, I mean, I'm assuming, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'm assuming you went for digital because of the low overhead associated with a digital publication, right?
Yes, and we're all being digital in our lasering.
Yeah, totally.
And as much as I do like, things in my hand, I get that. But that would be cost prohibitive. Maybe one day.
It certainly wouldn't be free, right?
No.
Right? Yeah. So that's kind of the beauty of it right now is that it doesn't cost anything. You can get all this information for nothing. It doesn't cost you a dime.
Right. And I have no intentions of changing that, although I'm looking closely at things like Laser Master Academy and how that revenue model works.
Right. Yeah. You know what? There's a large rabid group of people out there foaming at the mouth for an opportunity to support people that are making this information available. I will say that much. So, it's definitely a business model that works, and people like it because when they're the ones paying to support the content, they don't need to worry about who's bankrolling in the background to sway things one way or the other or whatever. You know what I mean? That viewer kind of crowdsourced business model is a beautiful thing on all ends. So definitely something to look into for sure.
Well, and one thing to add to that too is not only is it the availability, but the ease of actual consumption of information. So if you've got it set up, like you said, where you have reoccurring things, people kind of know what to expect. If they're looking forward to something, if I work with acrylic and it's, February is coming up and I'm like, what do I do with, hearts? I need hearts. And then February article comes out and it's like, hey, looking for some stuff for Valentine's Day. Boom, boom, boom.
Yes, of course.
There you go.
That should actually happen in November and December. But
yeah, you get what I'm saying.
Right.
While we're chatting, can someone, maybe Kyle or Boyce, pull up an older issue of the magazine so we can take a look too? Because I don't want to undersell this while we're talking about digital versus print, because I knew that was going to come up. It's a beautiful magazine. You're using Adobe InDesign, is that right?
No.
What do you want?
I create it in Canva.
Ooh, wow. That's incredible. You just do it all in Canva.
Do it all in Canva, and then
more impressive.
And she doesn't blindfolded.
I was producing it on one platform, but with this issue, I'm going to a new platform called Issue. And it has cool things like, I will be very busy this weekend, just let me say that. It has cool things like when, parts of our interview that we did, Alex, will actually be embedded in the magazine. Right. So when we're talking over here in the video, it's in the column that I'm referencing.
Oh, that's cool.
Here's your first issue. Can we just scroll through Daryl? I mean, so okay. First of all, I've talked to you. We have to cover the cover here, right? What is the story? What is going on? Did you ask specifically for this photo, or was it a surprise?
I got to tell you. So when I had talked about doing the magazine for a long time, and one Sunday morning I got up and I finally went, okay, and I created the cover, and I actually was using a design of Daryl's on the cover because I really knew I wanted to talk to him first. And I had put something in Glowforge World, and he answered it, and I went, hey, can I talk to you? And bless his heart, he said yes. And we got on Zoom and had a great conversation. And so this whole first issue was really so supported by Daryl. But at the end of the interview, he said, what are you going to call it? And I was like, Exposed. And he's like, yeah. And then I'll just have this piece of wood and you won't be able. And I went,
so Daryl brought that to the table. Daryl's like, this is
but the more
perfect idea.
The more I thought about it, the better idea it was. And that cover is just amazing.
It's priceless.
And, I love this particular picture of him. It's not his favorite, but I just thought it was a different view of Daryl. So Daryl, I love you. Think you were being patient.
Nah, he's a handsome guy.
A view with some clothes.
Robin gets the pictures and is like, you know what? I'm thinking clear acrylic. What are we thinking?
I just want to point out, Kyle's turning the pages here. Can you do another one, Kyle? Can you give me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because Daryl wants you to.
Oh, look at that! That's cool.
That's so satisfying. It's so satisfying.
Do this
you can grab onto the pages and pull them.
That's cool.
Yeah, and
or you can use the arrows on the side too. But
I will say the new one, you can turn the pages like that, but they don't click it does this one. But that's good because then you can't be caught at the office reading the magazine.
Exactly. The old magazine inside of the textbook.
I could read this with students. I just say that we're just reading informational text here. There you go.
Yeah.
So I always have my cover person, and then we get into the recurring columns. And if you go the other way, Kyle,
Deeper.
Anyway,
Deeper.
Uh-oh.
How deep?
Nope. I'm not doing it.
so yeah, so there you
So
go.
we got
There we go.
business,
Yep, there we go. That's
Yeah.
what I
Business.
materials.
Materials, and then some
That's super cool.
ads.
Maintenance.
Yeah.
It reads and feels like
Design.
a magazine too. That's like the best.
Yeah.
It really, I don't want to, it really bothers me when people are like, oh, it's digital, because it's like, this is the furthest thing from like a digital magazine as you can get with it still being digital. Like you've put so much effort into this and it really, really feels like something that would be printed and delivered, for
I gotta ask. At the end of the magazine, has anybody here read Boy's Life before?
Yes.
Yes.
Dude.
You know the cool ads at the end?
Yes.
I'm trying. Here we go. Look. What? No, we got there.
It's
Hey.
waiting for you guys. It's waiting.
Nice.
I am.
Nice.
Yes, please take.
All that's missing is the
X-ray glasses, right?
I was just about to crack that joke. You're too fast for me, Robin. Can we see issue number 2 as well, Kyle, while we're here?
Yeah, I'll pull that up.
Cool, thanks. Up,
There's
perfect.
Emily.
Emily, look at that classic,
Oh, so
iconic
awesome.
image. Yeah.
Yes.
Really
So-
good.
So you guys who are getting ready to start selling as suppliers on the marketplace, get ready to link your stores.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would
right.
be all. Yep, that's really smart actually. If people are selling their wares on the Laser Everything Marketplace, Laser Focused Magazine could be an excellent place to advertise those things.
Yes.
Especially because it's a digital magazine, so you can literally click and it'll take you to
yeah,
the
click and go.
marketplace while you're reading. That's
Yep.
brilliant. Very smart, Kyle. Very
Hyperlinks.
There
Yep.
you go. Yep, the magazine's full of everything links. So yes.
I love this one personally.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well-
I know.
Uh,
She's so great.
she's
It's
Is there
flashbacks
a cover
to
story here too while we're
Rosie
doing
the
cover
Riveter?
stories?
The story, yeah. So when we were doing the interview, and Emily was one of the people that I was watching before I got my machine. So I was super familiar with her. Like, oh my God, painting acrylic. Somebody painting acrylic. So I reached out to her, and man, this is where the universe is working, because she just went, oh, hey, sure. Hey, what you need? What am I? And she was so accessible, and that was really great. And so when we're having the interview, and I just went, oh, and I got this whole Rosie the Riveter thing, but it's like Emily the Inspirer, you know? And when I asked her to do the photo, it was a little angsty because I know she wanted to get it like just right. She did a great job. So this is, she had the photo taken out. I don't know if she had a tripod or her husband or something, you know, but she did all of that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's awesome,
brilliant. I had a very similar first experience with Emily too. I don't know where she's skulking around at the moment, but when I was just getting started, I reached out to a bunch of other people that were doing like laser themed content creation, and they pretty much all told me to shove it except for Emily. And Emily wanted to like talk and hang out and like, you know, converse a little bit. So I can back that up for sure. But yeah, brilliant cover. And can we just get a little preview of the second issue here too, Kyle? Don't give too much away.
Absolutely.
We do want people to subscribe.
Well,
but
that's the second one. So when you subscribe, you become a member. And so there's a membership area with all the previous issues. You'll always have access to all the previous issues.
Cool. So if I subscribed today, I don't have to start with this month's.
No.
I can go all the way back.
You can go.
Will
You get
will
the
there be a
library.
limit on that ever, or will the library always be accessible
It'll always be
across
there.
the board?
Because
That's
I want you to go, I know I read about how to paint that acrylic. Which issue was it? And of course, I'll have an index at some point and that good stuff. Yeah.
We like golden nuggets of info around here, so I'll share one real quick that I enjoyed. So when you're looking at it on the website, you can actually download it. So if you travel a lot or you take a lot of flights or whatever, you got your iPad with you, you're good to go. You don't need service. Just download the PDF to your iPad.
Nice.
Now I will say,
Now you have educational reading material.
there you go. And you are in airplane mode, so everything's okay.
Absolutely.
And I'm not sure. I was told by my son that it wasn't great on a cell phone. And I was like, well, excuse me. I'll get there one day. And I think the new platform handles phones better than the old platform, just saying.
Oh, I have not. I mean, my phone handles PDFs fine, so I'm sure that if I downloaded it, it would be okay. But I haven't actually tried to like view it on the web on a phone yet. But I can definitely check that out.
It's there, but I don't know about. Maybe it's all your young eyes, because I would be going like.
You can zoom. You can zoom.
Yeah. Have you seen these glasses?
I would argue it's probably better for like tablet reading anyway, right?
Yeah.
Definitely the tablet, and obviously computer if you're.
And I'm just, now that we're kind of talking about this, I'm kind of curious, like, are you looking at like Amazon at all for like Kindle kind of distribution or things like that? Is that a thing? I don't even know if that's a thing. I'm just kind of grasping at straws.
I don't know if that's a thing. One of the things I have done, I started to do it, and it's a very long story, but finally have reestablished the Amazon affiliate program for Laser Focused. So you'll see in this new issue in the tips section, there are some things that are mentioned, and I have the links to Amazon so you could go buy it, and then I reference it in the back of the magazine because that's supporting the magazine. You know, that does help some revenue there.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
looking at the
so if you go look at more, what you'll see is like the recurring ones. Yeah.
I have to ask too, for guest contributors, if somebody has a wealth of knowledge, and this community is built around people trying to help other people, right? So if somebody has a wealth of knowledge that they like writing articles as a hobby, how would they go about being a contributor with you?
Yeah, well, in the magazine, like right on this particular page, you can click. It will take you to and send me an email that says, "Hey, I'd like to contribute, and here's what I want to contribute." Not the whole. I don't ask you to write the whole thing. I ask you to send me a thing that says, "This is what I can offer," and then we'll get in touch. Probably in the future, it's actually going to go to a landing page that gives you all the details. Because right now, you'd like to write an article, we talk about it, and then I send a confirming email with all the details, like how many words it should have and when it needs to be in my hands, etc.
Right. So that makes sense.
Yeah, and just let me say, I consider this a call for contributors. Now, I don't pay for these stories, but these folks are establishing, they're the obvious experts, right? And so they get a chance to be exposed to a larger market and hopefully get business from that. And
again, the magazine is free. Yeah. We can't say that enough. It doesn't cost anything.
But anybody out there who's watching this, like you want to write, and the tech stuff, we want that. I want to write a piece on whatever let's talk, because I need right now I'm the chief cook and bottle washer in every way except social media. I have somebody who helps with social media. So I'm pleased.
I'm sitting over here daydreaming. This isn't a big conversation topic. I'm just tossing this in really quick and then I'll let you go, Matt. But I'm like sitting over here thinking about like what it would be like if there was a like dating advice column in this. like my
how to meet other laser. How to meet
my
laser. That's it.
Isn't talking to me as sweetly as it used to. Sincerely, love lost in Cincinnati.
Well, love lost. It looks like you're not pushing the right buttons.
Check your settings.
You should refocus. Yeah.
ahead.
So
Right.
I was literally about to say, if you look, Kyle, up in the left-hand corner, the first guest contributor. Remember we were
Mhm.
talking about in the in our episode that said got wood, right?
Yep.
That's one of the people who is in Tampa, I think, H&H Creations, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the guy when I shared that Facebook group with you guys. I'm telling you, so this is what's cool. Because Kyle has said it, and then I've actually typed it in chat. Like, this is a great way for the community to support the community. So I think that's really cool. That and then there's Samita, and with Homebound Custom Decor we've had on there. So it's really
Yep.
cool seeing like all our peeps. So
We've
same.
had a couple of your contributors on as guests, so it's really cool to have. It's like a
Yes.
family.
I know,
Well,
like,
and Crystal is writing in this new issue, and I know she and John were on
Yep,
recently.
just on.
right?
Yep.
It's also a little bit of a to-do list for the Laser Source podcast.
Exactly.
voice is sitting there
Got
like
some
screenshotting.
tips and tricks. This section's in both issues so far, I believe, and
It's
there's
2 weeks.
always awesome. Yeah, there's always awesome gold nuggets of information.
Oh,
And
that's
Emily.
such a sweet picture. That's so nice.
Yep.
Yeah, she was great. She is great.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil it. Go read the article.
There you go.
Exactly.
Then we got, and I'll say,
Tips and tricks.
if you don't know who Making Blank is, they do all the donations for gift certificates. So we do drawings.
Oh, very cool.
These guys right here.
So they're awesome, and we've tried to do it live, and the technology has beaten me every time, but we're hoping to get it right on Monday.
Nice.
There you go.
So then that was Dan Shapiro, who of course founded Glowforge.
Mhm.
And then, yes, you're going to see, that's not Dan Shapiro.
Oh,
One more.
Well, the picture was in the front. but
there we go. Dan
Yeah.
Shapiro.
he's the gentleman who crowdfunded Glowforge and made it a reality.
Right.
So,
Awesome.
Which is a great read. And Kyle, could you show us what the subscription process looks like really quick? Do you mind?
Yeah, absolutely.
oh my
That'd be
God.
great. I just want to walk people through this really quick, guys. If you haven't already done this, make sure you go do it. What's the URL there, Kyle?
I dropped it into chat, and also it's in the description. It's laserfocusedmagazine.com.
Perfect. And here's the main page, guys. It's
Yep.
dead simple.
I'm logged in here. Oh, let me pull up an
Literally-
incognito window so it's actually
Yeah, I was
You're
gonna
going to
say,
get lost. I
once
love
you logged in, it knows you, and so that's where you'll be able to go into the membership page later.
nice.
Yeah.
And I love the just like stark white issue. Like there's nowhere else to go. It's you're here for the magazine, so
You know,
there's nothing to get lost.
So when you get to the landing page, it's just going to be click here to download. Oh wait, no, it's not that. Register. Sorry.
register right at the
If you're already a member, just hit login. If you're on like a new device, you just register, name, email, make a password, referred by Laser Everything. And if you have a machine or multiple machines, or you're about to buy that particular machine, then confirm.
Oh, yeah.
It's that easy. I mean, really, couldn't be easier. But I will tell you that your membership will be created, but you do have to confirm. You'll get an email that says, please confirm, because that you can't get away without that anymore.
Right.
If you don't confirm, then when I send out the email that says, hey, the new issue is dropping, you're not going to get it.
Yeah, just to avoid spamming people.
Yeah.
Kind of a loaded question for you, but I just want to ask it. The magazine is the only thing people will get in their inboxes, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. In
People
fact,
ain't giving out their email address for that specific reason, right?
my business consultant person, he's like, you need to stay in touch with them more, because I'm like, yeah, I only email them when I drop an issue.
Right.
He's like,
Right.
no. And so you're not going to get a bunch of spam, and I don't sell the list to anybody. So you
Perfect.
really, it's
That's what
very
everybody wants to hear, I'm sure.
That made me really happy. I'm just sitting here like, yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
So yours truly will be on issue number 3. What's beyond that? What's upcoming? What are your goals? Where do you want to take the magazine in the future?
Well, I have over 3,700 subscribers.
Holy crap!
Wow! Congratulations.
That's
That
quite a
exploded
bit more
quick.
than when we did our interview for the magazine. I feel like already.
Yeah, that I think I've put maybe 400 on since we had our conversation.
Yeah, at least, yeah.
And
That's awesome.
big kudos to Daryl and Emily, you know, people who follow them, just jumped right on board and got with it. And actually, to be transparent, I would actually have 4,200, but there were people who didn't confirm.
Right. Right. You got to check that.
Hit the confirm, fam.
Check that spam folder, guys.
All right, I'm going to my Outlook right now.
Outlook?
Yeah, so if you
I use Outlook. I'm old.
If you ever, to anybody who's watching, if you ever went ahead and subscribed and you're like, I never got it, go subscribe again because I can't capture you. It's been too long.
I love that voice. That's exactly what they sound like.
Yeah. Nailed it.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's like Emily Lett Tellett from Saturday Night Live. But again, I met myself between Monty Python and Saturday Night Live when it was good.
Jarvis says, Matt, you need an AOL account.
Actually, my old AOL account used to be Keyboard Cowboy at AOL.com.
Oh Lord!
You got it. Yo, you're welcome.
Cue the voice.
You check Matt's away message on Instant Messenger. It's like, pew, pew.
It used to just be like being beautiful.
Oops, sorry.
I do got a question for you, Robert. Are there any kind of topics you would like contributors to? If you have people that are well versed, and are you looking for certain topics?
I do. The one that people have asked for, and there's a specialty. There you go. There's the email you get that you need to.
This is what you're looking for, guys.
Last bit of housekeeping.
What's that?
And you gotta
what's
click
that,
here.
Really quick, too. What's that from address there, Kyle?
info@laserfocusedmagazine.com. So if you're not getting it, check your spam folder, maybe whitelist it, make sure you're getting it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I literally just found it in my junk, just so you guys know. So that's a really important thing to do.
Yep.
Well, pull that junk out of your trunk
The junk is out of my trunk.
and click the confirm button, Matt.
I did. It's already done.
And click what your mama gave you. There you go.
Oh, my God.
Excuse me. No, sir.
Okay. What voice?
To answer your question, Boyce, I have had a request, and I think that this is important for everybody. I need an article on intellectual property.
Ooh.
Yeah, because if anybody's been looking at the news, Disney's currently suing a handcrafter for.
Where's
stepping
Barbara
on
Craig?
toes.
Barbara.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh,
Barbara Craig is
we have
a
a regular
lawyer.
viewer, Barbara Craig, who's an attorney.
Good. Okay. Well,
Call
Barbara.
Robin.
Oh, well, write me, whatever. So definitely that.
AOL her.
And I can see adding a recurring tech column. So that would be good. And there's just so many materials, so little time.
Yeah.
We
know about that over here for sure.
Yeah. And really, I'm willing to go in lots of directions because I know that I can't think of everything. And, when I first had this idea, it was nowhere near this big.
Should I do an article for Laser Focus called Cultured Marble, why it's the biggest mistake you'll ever make?
Oh, no.
Hey,
Up in
Guys
smoke.
remember that.
Yeah, up in
Yikes.
Dad, I didn't see that.
What, Cultured Marble? Oh, yeah.
It was a live stream a long time ago. And
It came out really pretty.
he fumigated his office while he was at it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I was going to say some off gases.
It was
There's
like-
like
it was like
5 or 6
chemi-
minutes of him just coughing, like out in the hall.
It was literally like a chemical weapon. Like, like I'm pretty sure it's banned by the Geneva Convention, whatever that off gas. It was rough times.
Well, you know what? That does remind me, though. I would love. Oh, thank you, Richie. Richie, he says he'd be willing to write jigs.
Richie, one of our buddies from Gulf Coast Laser Engraving is definitely in to write a jigs article for you.
Yeah, we love Richie.
Great.
Richie's great.
Richie's a
awesome.
recurring article called "Getting Jiggy with It." There you go.
There you go. Ooh, ooh. But here's something I would really like, and I can't find any, and I'm sure they're there. I would like to have, jokes and memes and funny stuff. You remind me because that story is funny. The humor thing that we could put here and there in the magazine. That would be fun.
Yeah. Have you ever watched Kyle or I eat lasered food?
I heard it was terrible. I saw the cookies.
It's not great.
The poor Oreos.
Could definitely write about that. I could write a 600-page Edgar Allan Poe novel about that.
I have to say, I haven't had an Oreo since.
Dude, me either.
Well,
No joke.
they didn't even look like Oreos.
Yeah, we had
Alex removed the cream filling, and then I just ended up. I cooked a hole through mine.
Yeah. Probably your
I
biggest
saw the
mistake.
pizza picture as a representative.
He laser baked it. Yeah.
It was baked all right. It tasted like eating pure charcoal.
Miranda,
Just so you know,
we've got memes.
I rewound the 10 seconds of him eating it when it finally when it came back live and I could actually see it. I rewatched the 10 seconds of you. If anybody wants a fun 10-second loop, watch Kyle take the first bite, and for like half a second, he's like, "This is going okay." Oh no! And then he tries to keep eating it to like be cool, and then he's just like, and like the whole rest of like the 20 minutes after, you can just see him wanting to take like a brush to his tongue.
I don't know if anybody's ever eaten something that just the taste stayed in their mouth for like a solid 8 hours.
No.
I still tasted that when I woke up the next morning.
Oh my god!
That was after Listerine, brushing my teeth, a full night's sleep, another glass of milk,
gargling
water gargle. It didn't fix it. It was brutal. I ended up having to have eggs with hot sauce to get it out of my mouth.
God.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and don't forget, Anka she actually does a whole thing with laser engraving cheeses for, I think it's for what'd she say, for new homeowners or something like that.
No, it's for
it's for a supplier of some sort.
Eating it because
it's a display piece
for like fancy parties. Yeah.
He said she could talk about lasering on bottles, which would be great because I know I've tried to do that and
bottles, cheese, and bottled cheese. Anka's your go-to.
All right.
There it is.
Bottled cheese.
Let me just say that if you do Robin at laserfocusmagazine.com, that would come directly to me.
Ooh, you got that. There it is.
Straight to the boss.
That was the dungeon key right there. Get blue cheese. Charcuterie companies. Guys, listen.
Charcuterie, that's right.
The only time you should be eating food that's been touched by a laser is never.
When it's a steak.
Well, so in fairness, some cheeses have like a wax coating or like the brie has like that shell kind of thing going on with it. You could get away with that probably. But but not Oreo cookies.
Even up Laserworks said it MREs. Like just lasers MREs.
There we go.
Like ready to go. Get your UV on it and decorate the package.
The first reasonable thing I've heard all day.
MREs are meant to withstand like nuclear blasts. So I mean, yeah, they'd probably be okay.
All right, let's see.
Nobody wants to eat them anyway.
I had to. They're disgusting. They're not that great.
Every time you eat one, it's like a heart attack in a bag.
I always traded for peanut butter and cookies or peanut butter and crackers.
Imagine.
I was like, oh, meatloaf. Ugh. Just give me peanut butter and crackers. Anyway. But yeah, I think that what was the other thing? Because you're looking for people that can contribute.
Yep.
I had in a private chat. Oh, that's
yeah, and if you want to take an advertisement in the magazine, that is the revenue source. That is what pays the bills. So if you and you can do anything from a classified, which is obviously text and not display, but
Right.
that's inexpensive. Or you can do anything from a sixth of the page, full page, if you want to do more.
Can you, just because a lot of people are going to listen to this after we publish it, can you give us an idea of the price range that people would be looking at?
Yeah, it's
A rough idea. And guys, we're in January 2023 here. So if you are listening to this in 2024 and Robin has 84 million subscribers to her magazine and it costs 10 times as much, don't get mad at her because the prices for advertising have changed. Okay. This is, I'm dating the show right now, but as of today, an estimate ish.
I think I know I should know because I am the chief cook and bottle washer, but I did it a while ago. I think it starts around $250 or $280.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not the classified. This is for a display ad.
Right.
And then a full page ad is $1,000.
Got it. Good to know. Yep.
And these are 2-month issues, right?
We're bi-monthly, but if you go, okay, I'm going to do this for 3 issues, you get a discount. If you do it for 6 issues, you get a bigger discount.
The other thing too is that
Nice.
unlike the cannon fodder print magazines that are going to sit next to someone's toilet and get pooped on, these are going to sit in a nice digital library and be read by a lot of people
Yeah,
long after the publishing date.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
perpetuity.
In perpetuity. Thank you for saying
So-
something elegantly for me. Jesus
there is
Christ.
no expiration. That's right.
Yeah.
So
Beautiful.
when you go back to look for that article on painting acrylic 6 months from now, those advertisers are still right there. And I do, like, people, if you, and the nice thing is, and these ads, my advertisers are offering discounts. So if you're not using, if you're using these people but not looking at the ads, use the ads because.
Good discount. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
For the sorry, go ahead.
Just one more quick thing. And my social media person, we are truly like taking the time to do social media posts where we're referencing some of those companies who are advertisers so that I want them to win too, because I want them to come back. So yeah, there's more than just, okay, it's in there.
And likewise, it's there to help everyone too. So
Before you jump in with your next question, Kyle, because I know you have a couple more, but when people take out classified ads, because a lot of our listeners are small mom and pop shops that are making jigs or like blanks or whatever, they don't have huge budgets. If they pick up a classified, will that include a hot link?
Yeah.
If they want one. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely.
sweet.
Yep.
That's a winner.
Absolutely.
that's the
And I
winner.
think that, and there's discounts and stuff, but I think it's like $15 a column inch, right? And
That's
you can have like
nothing.
I literally just was
Nothing.
looking at that and I'm trying to find it now. So yeah.
Yeah.
so
that's
always in the back. Always in the back.
Yeah. All right.
So
go
my
ahead, sorry.
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, my question is, so it's not really like a coincidence in terms of the reoccurring topics, right? So those are kind of framed around all the different aspects of what you have going on, or anybody should have really going on when they're looking at these kind of businesses, right? Everything from business to, management and
Yes.
cleaning your laser and
In the new issue, I've added a marketing column that will be recurring. I think originally I was thinking business and marketing went together. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So it's 2 separate things. Now, I did have a supplier column in there. It's not in this issue, but if there are suppliers out there who want to write a column because they have things that they wish their customers knew, then talk to
There
me.
you go.
Because it's there. I just didn't have someone to write it in this issue, and I added the marketing one, so it's not like there was a big hole.
Yeah.
right.
And I also wanted to be really clear that this will never be, as long as it's my magazine. Wants to buy it, then it's not mine. But this is a magazine with content that has advertisements. This is not an advertising vehicle that has an inch of content.
Right. Which we've seen.
Which is so many-
it's
listening to the
fo-
audio version.
Yeah.
Trust
Its focus is
us.
around education, right?
Yeah, it's definitely
Excellent.
focused on education. The vast majority of the content in this magazine by a wide margin is informational, just high quality educational content for sure.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Well, the values align then, it's obvious.
Yeah.
All right.
There is a significant, I am understating this, a significant amount of little gold nuggets of information that are super awesome and helpful that I wasn't thinking of at all.
Mhm.
And I do this to help everybody every day. So I think there's a significant value there.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. That is high compliment. Thank you, sir.
All right, and I have a quick question because I just downloaded the sheet. It just says advertising rates are good through December 31st,
I
2022.
know.
But I figure other people are probably going to ask about that too. So is that going to extend for a little bit until you set something, or what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I've just been so engaged.
Like you're doing 100 things.
Getting the magazine out. If somebody asks, I'm like, yeah. Carry on.
So
It's actually because you were telling me the production of this issue fell during the holiday season for you too, right? So you're like juggling like Christmas, New Year's, all that jazz, and trying to make sure this issue goes out on time.
Yeah, and I was traveling for 2 weeks, and all of these articles are written by other people. I write the lead article, I write the editor's note, I might write things here and there, but all of the recurring ones, I am working to have other people write those articles. Well, they have Christmas too, and they were up to their eyeballs in orders as well. So whereas normally it would be the 1st of the month, I just moved it to the 16th of the month because I'm not into too much pain.
right.
Yeah. Good catch.
But those
Matt.
dates, I'll say it right here, right now. We'll make them good through June 30th and revisit it then.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah, that gives you a lot of breathing room and lets people have that. So that's great. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we have about 10 minutes left as my normal 10-minute warning. So is there anything else that you want to make sure that we kind of cover and broadcast to our audience here while we have some time left on the show?
Yeah, I really just wanted to make sure that people knew that I am looking for contributors, and thank you for the people who said yes and raised your hand, and thank you to all the people who are watching this later who raised their hand. It can be very lonely here.
Yeah.
So I don't have this awesome team like you have, Alex, but I'd love to create one. So, and I'm really open to ideas. Because this thing has just morphed. This issue is going to be 42 pages.
Oh, wow.
The last issue was
Awesome.
42, I think. The first one was 30, and then we're at 42. Thought this would be a little bigger, but 42 is enough.
I mean, I give
More
you the
information is
dating
never
advice
bad.
column idea. I think that's brilliant. What else do you need? You could basically just publish that and scrap everything else, and you'd be golden.
Yeah. So I'm open to people who want to write in the existing columns, but if you have an idea, like if there's the tech person out there who really wants to, like, I'm going to write all about fiber lasers every issue for you, come on. We'll talk.
I dare you.
I don't feel like Alex has enough to do. Alex, can
Yeah, I need a little bit more to do. A couple more, couple extra tasks.
there's like a quarter of an inch left on his plate. I feel like
Yeah, I don't want to piss Miranda off. Okay?
you would just see Alex on the floor in the next episode. It's just an hour of him lying on the floor.
Chalk
Be
line.
dead.
It's a chalk line. That's
Just
what's
a heart rate monitor in the corner.
Just
Just like,
says rip. Like, oh my goodness.
next time you log into the podcast, it's just a yard and then like a gravestone and just dirt.
A little American flag, just an American flag waving slowly.
Sits there for 60 minutes, and just does nothing.
He gave his all.
He gave us all.
Just catching up on chat too really quick. And you know what? I think we're good. We're just about at an hour anyway, guys. So one more time, Kyle, the URL to go subscribe to Laser Focused Magazine, please.
It is laserfocusedmagazine.com.
It's free, guys. It's the easiest plug in the world because it doesn't cost anything. Go get it. Love says, I love the magazine. I've been reading since the first edition.
Nice.
Always so good.
Thank you.
Lots of high praise,
Same.
guys, from staff, from viewers, from the live audience. By the time you listen to this, by the time the published version is out, if you're here after the fact, the Laser Everything feature will be out. So go check out issue number 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and all of the other ones. There's so much stuff going on. And you can contribute, of course. So if you're interested in making a contribution, check out the link inside of one of the issues of the magazine. That link, Robin said, does go to her inbox. Or what was it, Robin? It was Robin at
laserfocusmagazine.com.
That's the secret. That's the good one. That's like
she asked for it.
she did. She mentioned it already. I'm re-outing it. That is the secret direct line that you get from listening to the Laser Source podcast.
And if you are a contributor, thank you on behalf of the laser community for sharing your wealth of knowledge.
These kind of projects don't exist without well-rounded team effort from everybody involved. But it certainly wouldn't exist without your dedication, Robin, because just the fact, it's crazy that you even just told me about the Canva thing. I can't even that just doesn't compute for me. I'm an Adobe guy, so when I'm trying to think about the amount of effort that you've put into putting this together, I get a little twitchy. It's amazing. It's amazing. Everything about this is amazing. Go ahead.
Here's
Matt.
my kudos. My kudos is, if you've noticed, this is probably one of the quietest I've ever been. And it's because I've literally just been reading the articles, and I'm I know I'm supposed to be over here right now, but I was MDF cores. And I was just literally sitting here, and I was it is, yeah, oh shit, okay. And I'm no, can you? And then it was someone said something, I'm yes. So it's really eye catching, and it's really well written. It's good.
Well, thank you again. A high compliment. I appreciate it. I'm just so grateful that you guys are receiving this so beautifully. And Alex, so grateful that you said yes to be on the cover.
I have a yes problem. I say yes to everything. I know.
Right.
What cover is that, by the way? Is it this cover? It's that cover. That's what it is.
I don't want to see it. I've seen it enough. I have to look at my stupid face all day.
By the way, Miranda said she got catfished. Miranda said she got catfished.
I know. I saw. I'm well aware. Thank you for pointing that out.
I had to.
Are we done?
Now you'll take a deep breath. Everyone, take a deep breath.
No, she's going to turn you into a cat or something.
Wait.
She's going to make me bark like a chicken. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the Laser Source podcast. If you got value out of today's episode, don't forget to smash the like button. Let everybody else know the content is good. And don't forget to subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Hit the notification bell, guys. New episodes come out all the time, usually weekly. Holidays was a little rough on us. We should be getting back to our weekly schedule pretty soon here. I did 2 episodes last week. Kudos to me. So hopefully I'm still 8 behind.
It should put you on a magazine cover or something.
I know. At the rate that I'm going right now, Robin's episode of the show will be out mid-June, around
June 30th.
The advertising pricing will change. Yeah.
That's okay. There'll be more magazines to read by then.
Yeah. If you're listening to the audio version, guys, rate and review on Apple Podcasts. It makes all the difference in the world. Most other podcast hosting services or aggregator curator services use Apple Podcast metrics to determine rankings and things like that. So 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, please rate and review. You don't have to actually leave a review. Just write your favorite thing about Laser Focus Magazine so far, or let Robin know how great of a job she's doing. That's what I want you to leave in the review slot this week. If we get any good responses, I'll read them out loud on next week's episode. Matt, Boyce 10.0, Kyle, thank you guys so much for joining me today on another episode. Robin, thank you so much for spending your time with us on the Laser Source podcast. It's been amazing having you on. And I really, if you ever have any door busting, block busting new issues coming out, definitely welcome back on anytime to kind of give people the heads up, little teaser trailer, whatever. We can get more people subscribed. It's, again, guys, it's free. It's free. That's what I'm going to close on.
10 grand by the end of the year. 10,000 subscribers. Let's go.
You're gonna hit that by
You'll be there.
March. Yeah, we have 30,000 subscribers. They love free shit. It's gonna be no problem. That's all I've got, guys. Thank
All the
you so
information.
much for listening, and we will see you
Everything.
in the next one. Adios.